been roughly 1 year since I reviewed the Marshall Motif ANC version 1, and my conclusion on them was actually pretty easy. Good sound, great looks, but the rest was rather bad. Battery life of 3 hours, ANC that was not really working, made these a not really good earbud. But now Marshall just released the second version of this earbud, and it seems like they heard all the critiques and made them a whole lot better. How much better, you may ask? Let's get into it right after the intro. The package is gorgeous, especially the interior with its slight matte finish looks really nice. Props to the designers, it's the most stylish earbud box I had in my hands yet. Inside the box you'll get what you expect, the earbuds in a case, a USB-C charging cable, some manuals as well as 3 different sized ear tips. Looking at the case, not much has actually changed, except the Marshall logo is now implemented straight onto the case, the older bump has been erased. And the lid is now closing a bit more firmly. That's one thing I disliked in the older model. Other than that, it's the same, super stylish case with its nice texturing and grippiness. Also, it now has a bit more juice on the inside, holding the battery for 30 hours straight, which is a bump up from 24 hours on the old case. What I mostly like about Marshall products is the bold and rebellious use of materials that they aren't straying away from since decades. And this separates them from all other manufacturers. Now let's get to the earbuds themselves. Design-wise, there are a few changes. Small ones. It's still the same texture and triangular shapes resembling the knob styles from guitar amps. But gone is the slightly shimmery ring around the stems. Instead they added a copper finish to the bottom that has some inward moving rings on them. Gorgeous little design details. That makes them look even better in my opinion. Design-wise, version 1 are still my favorite looking earbuds. And with this new iteration, it's now the same. Let's get to the features, and on top of my list is the IPX5 water resistance these bring. And this is actually a first. Normally this only goes for the earbuds, but Marshall decided to also make their case IPX5 rated, which is something I haven't experienced in other earbuds yet. Codec wise, connection is established with the newest Bluetooth codec 5.3. Sound wise you get SBC, AAC and a new codec called LC3. Touch controls haven't changed much since the predecessor, so you get the typical gestures which can be used by holding and touching on the M portion of the earbud. Comfort wise, since nothing has changed much in terms of shapes, these are as good as the older version, absolutely comfortable to wear for hours on end. Nothing to complain here at all. As always, for you people working in jobs where you are allowed to hear music with only one earbud, this works flawlessly on the Motif 2s. What's also flawless is the improved ear detection, which works a tad faster than the previous version. The same goes for multi-point connection with up to 2 devices. Switching between my iPhone and the MacBook was natively fast and rivals what Apple is doing with the AirPods Pro 2. So far, so perfect. Now let's go for what broke the Motif once back last year. Battery life, sound quality and ANC. Battery life is finally much better. As said before, you get 30 hours in the case and now 6 hours in total on the earbuds. This is much better than the measly 3 hours on V1. And now they also have a quick charge function which gives you 1 more hour every 15 minutes of charging. And you also have the ability to now charge wirelessly. 1 critique from last year down, 2 more to go. ANC. Oh boy, was I bummed out last year when I tested them. They sounded really bad and weren't able to produce any active noise cancellation except for some lower parts, which was terrible for a bud with ANC in its name. And I'm happy that with version 2 everything is much better. Actually quite a lot better. At least now lower parts are filtered out completely. The mids are finally getting some love and a good portion of them are also gone. Of course, not everything, but much better than version 1. At least the highs are still there and aren't getting any love this time around. Maybe version 3 of them will take care of that. Oh, and also when using the buds with ANC on and no music is playing, there is a slight audible noise floor. This is in no way distracting, and with music on, it's not audible anymore. Speaking of music, here's sound quality. This is where the Motif ANC 2s have made the biggest leap. Still, the same 6-inch dynamic drivers and the same typical Marshall sound profile. But somehow they sound better. More bass, more raw clarity in the higher frequencies, and all the instruments placed in the mids sound more natural and present. Overall it's a better mix and more immersive than last year's version. To my taste, they sound really good, especially with some hard-hitting metal as well as some cyberpunk inspired music. It gets really fun listening on them. But as always, music is subjective. So finally, Marshall gives us the opportunity to EQ our sound to our own liking inside the revamped app. Not only are you able to customize the intensity of the ANC and the transparency, but you are also able to use presets on EQs as well as your own 5-band settings. And there's even more things like battery conservation, which gives you the opportunity to customize different values like temperature and max battery charge as well as speeds inside the app for a longer lasting battery time. It's a great option that I haven't seen on any other bud yet. And of course, last but not least, here's also the obligatory mic check for you. Let me know in the comments if it is any good or not.
This is the mic test of the Marshall Motif ANC 2, and let me tell you, I guess this could sound very well because the green bars on my recording app are going crazy as I'm speaking right now. Wenn ich jetzt das Ganze auf Deutsch noch sage, dann würde ich sagen, dass das Ganze eigentlich ganz gut klingt, aber ich höre es natürlich nicht, bevor ich das da reinpacke. Also, wie sieht's aus? Is it great or is it just bleh?
Okay, conclusion. If you're looking for Marshall ANC buds, version 2 is the one you should get. Everything got upgraded, revamped, updated again, and polished. Better sound quality, better battery runtime, much better ANC, better microphones, more functionality, better app integration. The newest codecs and the looks have been slightly updated as well. Overall, it's the best earbud Marshall has produced so far, and personally, I like these very much. They are at least in my top 5 earbuds so far, especially since now everything is rounded out. My conclusion is actually really simple. These are the most stylish earbuds on the market, upgraded. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Leech and I'm off writing the next scripts. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel. There are plenty more of this type of content and of course much more available for you. Have a great day, see you around and goodbye.